I never hit the start recording. Okay, there we go. That entire spiel was wasted. Okay, so for everyone who's new, hello, it's me, the Flame King. I'm now recording this so I can put it on YouTube, which is why I'm repeating myself. So sorry for everyone currently in chat having to listen again. But today we're going to be watching the totally, definitely real Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Totally real, 100%, not a made-up thing by me. No, definitely not, because that's my whole shtick, creating my own Nintendo concept. But yeah, link in the Discord server is on my chat. It's in the description of the video. And yeah, before we get started, one more thing. I know I keep saying one last thing until we get started. I promise this is it this time. I promise this is it this time. Is there anything specific you guys are hoping to see? Because again, a lot of this is just revealing stuff I'm going to put on my main channel eventually. But this is just little teases of that. Now I'm just doing some last second preparations for before I jump into this, because to get this working, where's Mother 3? Oh, very funny you ask. Very funny you ask. Oh, you're either gonna get a delightful treat today, or you're gonna be disappointed. I don't know what else to say without spoiling anything. But before I get started, I definitely need to make sure I'm not on. Okay. Oh wait, it hit the... Okay, no, never mind. Okay. Well, I don't think anyone else will be joining us yet for the time being. So, I'm going to go ahead and swap over to the music we're going to be listening to for the actual duration of this direct. A Target ad started. Gotta wait just a few seconds. Sorry for lacking music for like a few extra seconds. Oh, and then Fall Guys. I didn't realize there. Okay. There we go. Ooh, Daisy Circuit. That's a nice jam. It's a great jam to get started to with the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I hope you all enjoy. I worked really hard on this. It's probably gonna look stupid at some point, but I don't care, you know. This is just here for a fun time to let you guys see some cool stuff I'm working on and whatnot. And let's see, is that the next thing? Okay, yeah. So you guys are going to see something for a split second while I transition to how I'm going to have the setup be. But, yeah. So, first things first, delete the starting soon thing. That's covering up what I'm going to be doing. Okay. There we go. So, first a little note here for the top, because there's a few things I want to go over before I delve into this. I know I keep saying this is a definitely real Nintendo Direct and whatnot, but in all actuality, it's not. Although I'm just going to read this. Please note, due to knowing someone will ask in the comments below, this is not a real Nintendo Direct. However, don't let that stop you from going into the comments and saying something anyways, because we need the algorithm to recognize that I'm cool. Yeah, I know, sorry, my bad. But, you know, this is what works, you know, and we just gotta run with it. But let me know throughout the direct that I've created for you guys today, let me know what it is that you guys like most that I have created here. Leaving. No, please don't leave. I promise it's still gonna be fun. But I do gotta say, if someone comes into the chat, kind of mess with them. Treat them the same way I treated you guys for the longest time. But yeah, let's enjoy the show. Let's start with the opening that I created. Oh yeah. Look how beautiful this animation I made is! and then it slides on in. Mwah. I love it. I hope you guys like that animation. It took me way too long to get that to look and have any form of actual semblance. But this also brings me to the second thing I want to talk about. Good 12 FPS, yeah. You're welcome. Just shows how good the internet here at my school is. Which sucks. But the recording I'm currently making that's going to go up on YouTube is more than likely going to look better because it's coming from OBS, not the internet. The internet is just how you guys are getting it. And so, sorry, I looked down and saw something. But the second thing I want you guys to know is because of the way the stream is being set up and formatted and whatnot, this is probably the only Nintendo Direct you guys are ever going to be able to watch, where while you are watching it, you will be able to interact with the person showing it to you. And there will be brief moments of pause to let you guys talk about what you like and ask questions and things like that. Why does it say you're playing Mario Kart? Because I have to put a game. I don't know. Sorry for the clickbait. But there will be moments where you guys will be able to ask questions and things like that. I will say, though, some questions might be ignored simply due to the fact that I don't want to show my entire hand just yet. I gotta be able to save some of the concepts I've come up with for this Direct for later on videos. This is just to give you guys a tease, and I will personally decide what further I can elaborate on. But, yeah, I don't know. That's everything for me. I don't think there's anything else I need to get into. If there is, I'll definitely say something along the way. But we are here today to talk about the future of Nintendo consoles. The Nintendo Switch 2. Or whatever the next Nintendo console is going to be. So I have personally conceptualized what I think it could and will be. I'm not going to say this is my actual prediction. I don't have a prediction of what it is, rather just hopes. And so I've allowed my hopes to all just culminate into this one big melting pot of what I hope the Nintendo Switch 2 could be, what it would be like, and things like that. Confirmed predictions. Yeah, okay. So, we're going to move on. And first, I actually want to start with going through a brief history of Nintendo consoles, because, well, you just got to. And so, Nintendo started out on the humble Nintendo Entertainment System, with simple-looking graphics and really only 2 face buttons and a D-pad. But then they upgraded to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now they have 4 face buttons! And you can do 2-player without just passing a controller. Or at least I think that's how the NES worked as well. I don't know. I wasn't there for it. I have the original Super Mario Bros. In my room at home. This is my college dorm, so I can't pull that out for you guys. But, confirmed predictions. I already looked at that. But yeah, it had upgraded graphics, upgraded storage capacity. They started attempting fake 3D here. But the next console, the Nintendo 64, is where they would take the full dive and go into actual 3D. And they acted as trailblazers for the entire market space. And then we got the GameCube, which furthered what Nintendo had set up with the Nintendo 64 tremendously. Wait, Nintendo owned the Nintendo Entertainment? I know, right? Mind-blowing. But, Nintendo 64 actually was where it started. Nintendo 64 and GameCube were just powerhouses for multiplayer games. And this will become a trend with the upcoming consoles as well. And Nintendo 64 is where it kind of started. The Nintendo GameCube was where Nintendo lost its domination over the entirety of the market space as a whole. But, however, they were still trailblazers. They were still doing things that no one else could do. Which brings us to the next one. The Wii. Nintendo invented motion controls. People have differing opinions on motion controls, whether or not they're good or bad or necessary, etc., etc. But regardless of how you look at them, motion controls really did change the game. And video games have, even outside of Nintendo, have never been the same. Ever. The Wii literally changed the playing field. And the Wii U did its best to build upon that foundation. I've managed to understand about this joke. Yeah. Joe's here, presenting the... No. The Wii U didn't do as well as Nintendo wanted it to. It had some good ideas in there. But alas, it didn't reach that high bar Nintendo was hoping to. However, that doesn't mean they didn't still trailblaze in some way, shape, or form. Some of the best things they have done is on the Wii U, and I will forever respect it for that. Especially because a lot of the good ideas the Wii U had literally just were upgraded and evolved for the Nintendo Switch. Which, honestly, no shadow of a doubt, best console of all time, period. No debate there. And so, the real question is, where on earth do we go from the Nintendo Switch? How can we continue to be trailblazers in the market industry of the gaming universe? Well, fellow gamers. Oh, I just realized that wasn't down. Fellow gamers, have I got a product to show you today? Introducing the one and only successor to the Nintendo Switch. I know. Applause. But, I'm not going to reveal the name quite yet. And I know this kind of looks very rough. This is literally just something to present the ideas. I can't remember why the select home and start button is on the bottom of it now. I can't remember. I started coming up with ideas for this like forever ago. And so this is literally just a culmination of that and me having forgotten some of the design aspects. However, with this new system, there would be upgrade to the GPU and the storage capacity and things like that. You gave it the weird mushroom from Mario. Yeah, that's kind of it, actually. That's mostly for the Joy-Cons, though. The Joy-Cons in this iteration would be known as Joy-Con 2.0. With upgraded motion sensor capacity, with updated motion controls, if I can say words correctly. No, you. But, it has, basically, it's built to have better curvature, so it can feel better in the hands while using them to play games. They're meant to be bigger than what they look here, at least slightly wider, with that little curvature in there as well. The L and R buttons would be able to scroll, while still being able to click in, kind of like the wheel of a computer mouse. And the L and R buttons that are for when you turn it on its side, those would be bigger, so then when you pass a Joy-Con to someone else, it'd be easier to use those. The old Joy-Cons would be usable on this as well, but the Joy-Con 2.0 it'd probably have to be specifically built to be able to work with this, but not with the Switch. But there is one more big game changer here, because this is so far basically just an upgraded Switch. But allow me to introduce you guys to what I call the hub. Basically, the least portable thing about the Switch is the dock. It's so hard to take that to places, especially since it requires 2 different cords, and it's bigger than the Switch. And so the least portable feature about it is the dock. The hub, however, is different. It has 1 cord that, with the press of a button, can wind itself up inside of itself. But then you can also pull it back out again to use it, and it's the HDMI cord. And you plug that into the TV, and then you simply use Bluetooth to screen share from your system to the hub to the TV. I know. Pretty revolutionary, especially since the pocket size. I mean, you can see right here, it's smaller than the Switch 2. So that'd be way easier to take around. The stream about Gulpin. Gulpin may appear later on, actually. You never know. Only one way to find out. You gotta keep watching. This thing definitely needs a name, though. Because the Nintendo Switch 2 isn't quite cutting it. Nintendo Nexus? I think it's a cool name. It sets it up for brand recognizability, sets itself apart from the Switch. And I just kind of like it. There's nothing else to say there. I like the name Nintendo Nexus. Before we move on, I just want to see, does anyone have any questions about the Nintendo Nexus that they would like answered? Because I'm only going to sit here and allow to Q&A for a tiny bit, and then we got to move on. You guys have, excuse me, you guys have things you want to do, and I gotta respect that, especially because there's things I gotta show. I'm gonna grab my cup of water real quick while I wait for questions, any potential questions. Oh, I like this song. I don't know what this is from. I don't think I've heard this before. Is Blocks on the system? I don't know what Blocks is unless you're talking about Roblox. In which case, I don't know if that would work actually. Maybe? Question mark. Oh, that did remind me. There is something I totally meant to put on here that I completely spaced. I got so excited about these other things that I guess could potentially be kind of similar. I'd have to expand upon it in a future video, so I guess it's not going to be necessarily revealed here, but there is a cool game idea I came up with for this. That part of it is a create your own sandbox thing that you can invite your friends to play with you in either in person or over internet. I guess that's I don't know. Otherwise, I don't really know what Blocks is. I'm going to assume no further questions unless someone says something right now. Okay, no questions. We're moving on. Because we have cool things to do. We have cool games. Oh, can I eat the cartridges? No. Please don't eat the cartridges of anything. Please. I shouldn't have to tell you that. I will say, though, the cartridges would probably have to be bigger than the Switch ones. Kind of like with what they did for the 3DS games. So that way the DS games could be inserted in the same slot, but then the 3DS games couldn't be used on the DS. Why not? Because they could poison you. You could choke on them. A number of bad things could happen. You could die. Do they taste bad like the Switch cartridges do? Probably. Yeah, probably. Don't ever try it. If this was real, don't try it. I do want to say, though, putting aside the whole me talking about cool fan stuff, I want to specifically save up money for whatever the next Nintendo system is. Mainly because the next Nintendo system, based on all different kinds of rumors and things like that, is going to be coming out soon. My actual prediction for that would be October, November of next year. It will be when it's released, with it being revealed sometime early next year. And so, I want to save up money and then live stream me for the last little bit of waiting out to be able to get it. What does it smell like? You really think I thought of that? I don't know, like plastic. That's the most I can think of. We're moving on. We're moving on. Because we got some other cool stuff to look at as well. Like that transition? We got a new Mario to talk about. Oh boy, this is going to be cool. Lavender. That'd actually be kind of cool if we can get lavender scented cartridges. Ooh, what's this, fellow gamers? Mario Outer Space? No, don't eat it! Don't! I already said, don't eat the cartridges! You could die! Stop! You better not be reaching out to your Nintendo Switch right now. Because I know you guys are doing it. If you're reaching out to it, it better be for the Joy-Cons and not to eat the cartridge. Game looks tasty. If you guys die, that's not on me. I've done my part to warn you. I can't be sued at this point. Anyways, this game is Super Mario Universe. I didn't create the logo though. If I've created artwork myself, I will let you guys know. But this wonderful logo was given to us by the wonderful Thoughtful the Great 64. So guys might be wondering, what is Super Mario Universe? Well, imagine Bowser's Fury. You guys have all played Bowser's Fury, right? As part of the 3D World port? Well, your death is not in my hands. Do you guys remember the Bowser's Fury port? Well, imagine playing Bowser's Fury, right? And you play through the game, and you win. You beat the game, you don't 100% it. You just are playing to have fun, you beat the game, you had a good time. But the story's not over. And so then you go over to a second Bowser's Fury immediately. Imagine there are, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 worlds of this. Imagine playing 6 or 7 Bowser's Furies back to back. But then give it a Mario Galaxy theme. And no, there are no bears. I've been purposely ignoring your comment because I don't want to sound stupid. A cool idea I also had for this, because like, it has a Mario Galaxy theme, but it's not Mario Galaxy 3. So like, you're on individual planets, right? And you can walk around the entirety of the planet. It's about the size of a Bowser's Fury thing, except maybe a little smaller. I don't know, I don't have a proper sense of scale. But because it's a planet, you could just walk all the way around the planet. And I think that would be pretty cool. The game where Bowser Jr. proved he is the strongest Mario character. Yes! Bowser Jr. is. He is the greatest. If people don't agree, then I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah. Is there any thoughts or questions or comments about Super Mario Universe? Keep in mind, I don't want to spoil too much about the inner workings of like later on things like Final Boss or anything like that, because I still want to try and make a video out of this. Any ideas I present where I'm not going to make a video out of, there is a few in here that I physically can't create a video about, because the idea is just too small of a concept. Then you guys can ask me about anything. If I could eat it, would you give it a nice flavor? How about this? I wouldn't give the game a flavor in general, because I still stand by what I said earlier and I don't want to indulge in that. However, maybe each of the planets. I don't know if you remember seeing when I did the reveal of, ooh, a Mario. There was Mars in the background, or at least some kind of Mars-looking planet. Maybe, will Bowser take my candle for breakfast? I don't know. I don't think Bowser eats candles. You can eat your candle for... I don't want to be quoted saying that. eat whatever you want. But I think it's a bad idea to eat candles. Officially on the record. The first planet, that's Mars, it would taste like, I don't know, red velvet rocky road. Let's go with that. Outer space tastes like raspberry. Scientists have proved this. Oh, that's cool, actually. I want to taste outer space now. I thought it tasted like cold. Well, if it tastes like raspberry, I gotta get up there and taste that eventually. Do you want to eat it for breakfast? Eat what for breakfast? Your candle or the outer space thing we were just talking about? I want to eat outer space in general now. Any other questions or comments? Preferably on topic to further delve into the lore and fully take this chance. Not take it for granted. My candle. It's your candle. No, I'm not going to eat your candle for breakfast. Your candle is safe to keep on burning. Especially because I'm the Flame King. Things have got to keep burning. Fire needs to go on forever. Do I know the way? I don't know. You're kind of weird. I don't know if you know the way. If you know the way, then there's definitely something I'm missing. Is Mario in the game? Well, fellow gamers, I am proud to announce the big plot twist in Super Mario Universe. You can play as Super Mario. I know. Shocker. Big shocker. Mario's in the game. Whoa. Surprised no one wants to know if anyone else is in the game. Like, is Bowser in the game? Bowser's Fury is used as the example. Is Fawful in the game? He gave us the logo. Everyone's too busy being mind blown. Does anyone have any questions about anyone else that could be in the game? Is Rosalina in the game? That's a good question to ask. Is Waffle in the game? Maybe Waffles? I don't know. I know I definitely want Odyssey style shops in this. It's the closest I can get. I don't know if they'd be selling waffles. They might. Actually, I love the thing with Sonic Unleashed where you can, like in the hub world, for like each of the stages, you can actually go and buy food from that area. I do kind of like that idea, actually. Maybe Waffles can be. Is your mom in the game? No, but Mario is. That might be the closest. I'm actually a Nintendo lawyer, and now I'm suing you for stealing our character. I didn't steal anything. This is under free, fair use. We're moving on to the next thing, though. We're back to the screen. Ooh! What's this? Pokemon? Everyone loves Pokemon! Let's dive in. Now, for those of you who don't know, I know those watching in the chat definitely know because they're good Twitch chatters who watch all of my stuff. I have previously made a video where I talk about a potential Generation 10 of Pokemon. Well, I'm happy to announce today that that's not going to be the last video on that topic. I revealed these 3 starters in that, though. It's Elabud, Colty, and Aguapa. They're pretty cool. I came up with the art for these 3, and then I had them commissioned so they can look more closer to the Pokemon art style, and they turned out really great. Gulpin or Beyblade? Maybe. Gotta keep watching, fellow Twitch chatter. There are more things I want to do. Like, for example, we need box art legends. Those guys are always cool. I also have several ideas for regional variants. I got a lot of people interested just by showing that. People are like, Lucario? I imagine so many people would love that. At least I hope so. That's the whole reason I did it. I'm not going to reveal anything about types or anything right now. I will say, though, something that I didn't create a cool little animation for here. I'm obviously... excuse me. Based on what I just showed you guys, I'm getting Elabud and naming it Marshmallow. I like that name. Is Mario in this game? No, sadly. Mario's too busy in Super Mario Universe. He doesn't have time to visit the Nioa region. But you want to know who does have time to visit the Nioa region? You! That's right, you have time to visit. If you don't know what I'm talking about yet, it's literally the channel video for when you first click on my main channel. So, go check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I have a lot more than Pokemon on here. I have a lot more than that. But I want to make a video on the box art legends, regional variants. I don't know if I'll do one on every single Pokemon I've come up with, especially since I haven't even drawn them all yet. But maybe once I do someday in the distant future have the entire decks down, I can make a video going over the entirety of the decks. Maybe I can maybe I could start on DeviantArt and just start uploading them on there. Now there's an idea. If I do that, I'll let you guys know in the Discord server. Which, by the way, these 3 starters right here, I don't know how many people were paying attention earlier, but these 3 now have emojis on the Discord server. That's right, they all have emojis now. I'm cool, hopefully, kind of. I'll take Beyblade the Scarling and meet you there. Okay, that sounds good. Oh crap, I just spoiled something. You're one of the few chatters that knows something. Skarmory, I would love to get a pre-evolution. Pre-evolutions would come back in this. I would love to do a video on that. However, something cool I do want to do that I actually specifically wanted to promote in here. I don't know if I want to do this on a Twitch stream and we all come up with ideas together, or if I just do all this on my own off screen and upload this as a video on my main channel, or both, because both would have, or at least the last one would have to happen at some point. I want to create a gym leader for every single type. 18 gym leaders for this region. That's right, 18 gym leaders. That might sound insane, chatters, but I got a cool thing behind it. Clogsire. Clogsire indeed. You guys can sway me one way or another if you'd like on the Discord server. I don't care. I just know that eventually I am going to be doing a gym leader of every single type. And if you want to know how something like that would work in a Pokemon game, make sure to stay tuned. I'll make sure to let you guys know when the time comes so we're all on the same page. However, now I've got your guys' attention. Wait, is that Pikachu? No, silly goose. That's... I don't know which Pokemon you were looking at. That's a me. Silly. But I don't just want to show silhouettes today and make empty promises or something. You guys are here to see an actual reveal for something. So let's dive into it. Introducing the evolution to Elabud. At level 20, it will evolve into Buffant, the grass type. Now, none of the starters, middle stages, will gain a secondary type. A secondary type will be added for all of their final evolutions. Mario is coming to invade the stream. Ooh, I would love to see that. I want Mario to see Buffet. I want him to see the cool, amazing Pokemon I've drawn. This guy right here, though, in case you can tell, different art style, that's because unlike the art I'm using for the 3 starters base stages, this one I actually drew myself. Mainly because I don't have money to commission every single Pokemon on my decks, but I want to commission the 3 base form starters, mainly because I want them to basically be secondary mascots of my channel. That's why they have emojis. I can tell. Wow, thanks. But yeah, I like his design. I think it came out really well. It took me a while. I felt like something about him was bland, but then I put that little pattern on his stomach. And it's basically an extremely simplified version of a symbol from that. There's a bunch of different Aztec symbols that they're trying to decode and whatnot. This is an extremely simplified version of one that basically means home or protection or things like that, which is meant to allude to A, this is the only of the 3 starters who are actually originally native to this region. And second of all, the bush on it is supposed to kind of be its home. But I don't just have Buffant to reveal to you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, at level 20, Colty will evolve into Smolder. Out of all the middle stages I've drawn, this one's actually my favorite. Which, okay, it's probably showing this is definitely the starter I would go with. But man, look at Smolder. He's so cool. He's got a funny name too. And he's just, everything about Smolder is perfect. And I love him for that. You might be looking at the level 20 thing and being like, wow, that's a little high. That's higher than the highest. Out of the starters, the latest they have ever evolved was level 18, and this is 2 levels past it. And that's because I want the starters to last for a little while. It's Epona. It's basically Fire Epona. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah. Oh my gosh, I just realized when you said that the Zelda music's playing. Took me a sec. It took me a sec. But I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. But yeah. This is my favorite of the bunch. This is, despite that though, this is actually the last one I drew. And I finished drawing him, was it last night or the night before? Either way, so cool. So bad booty. But then, we got the final of the three. I can't do 2 out of 3. So, at level 20, a Guapo will evolve into Guandrip. And honestly, out of the 3 of them, this is the one I feel most iffy on. I don't entirely like where he's currently at. The design, I don't think is off. It's really just the art style. I want to go back and revisit this, but I didn't have time. Hi ho, Smolder, away! I thought you were getting Elabud. Yeah, this guy needs some reworking, especially because despite Colty and its evolutions being my personal favorite out of the 3, if Ash were to be in my region, he would definitely get a Guapa and evolve it into its final form, which I'm not going to reveal quite yet. And it would also be the one to get into Smash Bros. If there was a Smash Bros. So I definitely gotta go back to the drawing board and figure out a better way to draw this guy. It's James Bond Lizard 2. He's not supposed to be James Bond. I'm sorry if it gives that vibe. If it does, I'd need to go back and rework it. It's supposed to be an iguana. Whereas Sabo was supposed to be a chameleon. I'm trying to have this guy work better though. So, definitely needs to go back to the drawing board. However, the final design is not going to be too different from this. Just saying it now. I just need to find a better way to draw him. That being said, here's all of them side by side. And I get to look at Smolder again. Literally, how could you get better than Smolder?
You can't.
James from Team... Someone doesn't know British culture. But yeah, with all of these in mind, which starter would you guys pick? I know you guys in the chat have already been talking about it. Did anything I reveal sway you at all? Maybe you wanted to go for Elabud, but then you saw Smolder. Or maybe you wanted to go for a Guapa, but then you saw Guandrip. Mario's not an option. You can't... Mario's not a Pokemon. You can't choose him. If anything, he'll be your friend. Plus, remember, he's not even going to be here. He's in Super Mario Universe. Only you are here. You don't get Mario. You gotta go play Super Mario Universe if you want him. This is Pokemon Plus and Minus. And I can't wait for a future video to reveal the final stages of these 3. What types do you guys think these guys are going to end up as? Make sure to let me know in either Twitch chat or in the comment section below, depending on where you're watching this. I like the shiny Ponyta, so I'm... Stop Ponyta! It's obviously cooler than Ponyta! Ponyta is literally just Pony with Fire Smacked on top of it, which is not to say it's a bad Pokemon. I like Ponyta. Where do you think I got the idea for this? However, this is supposed to be the upgraded new Fire Horse. That's a starter. But with everything I've said and shown off and talked about for Pokemon Plus and Minus, I don't got anything else new to reveal per se. Is there any questions or last second comments you guys have that you want to say real quick? Flavor type. What am I supposed to say? I don't know. All of them will be flavor type. You know what? Sure. Is Luigi in the game? The question's a little late, bud. No, I'll use this as a missed opportunity. Luigi is not in the game. Because he's also in Super Mario Universe. He's too busy over there. You can get both games. However, they can't cross over. I'm sorry, but no. Any other questions or comments before we move on? I have no clue what this song is from. Is it Kirby? Oh yeah, it's Kirby. It's Kirby. I wish I would have recognized that sooner. Are waffles in the game? They might be. Yeah, I think you're hungry, Tex. So what does the sideways H stand for? I talked about this earlier. It's an Aztec symbol for home and shelter. Which I thought was fitting because out of these three starters, Elabud is the only one who's native to the region. The other two were imported. I wish I could show you guys the symbol, but it's too late for that. It's far too late for that. There are no other questions or comments about this or anything else, actually. Let's move on, because there's other cool, fun stuff waiting throughout the Nintendo Direct today that's totally and definitely real. I am hungry, so I'll be coming for you later. Eat first, eat first, eat first. Don't let me be the meal. Ooh. Hey, it's Splatoon 4! Let's go, pop it off! Hope you guys like Splatoon, because now we get a Splatoon focus moment. Here are the 3 games that already exist. I don't know if you guys remember, or were there for it. I remember when Splatoon was first announced, and it blew my mind. Nope. Well, now you'll know. It blew my mind. I remember this is like, it was one of the first directs I ever watched. I don't know if it was the first actual Nintendo Direct I ever watched. It was at least one of the first directs I watched where they revealed Splatoon for the first time. And so it was just so mind-blowing. I was like, what is this? What is this new thing Nintendo is trying? Especially because Splatoon was the first new franchise developed by Nintendo's in-house studios. We've had other things since then, like Xenoblade Chronicles and stuff like that. But that was by Monolith Studios. We've had Codename Steam, but that quickly died out and was by Intelligent Systems, the people behind Fire Emblem. You should add toasters to the game. No, did you not see the art before this? You're surrounded by water. That's the last place you want a toaster. So Splatoon came out, and it was... I guess... Let me finish my story. Let me finish my story before any more questions or anything. It was revealed it was very different from at the time, especially because at the time, the gaming landscape I remember, first and third person shooters were dominating the scene, even though they all looked the same. Like, I couldn't tell anything that was different from them. They're all just gritty shooter games that all just played and looked and felt and acted the same. They might have actually been different. More than likely there were differences. However, their marketing wasn't so great at making it look otherwise. And then Splatoon came out, and it changed the game! We can now have third-person shooter games that A, aren't gritty, and B, have an entirely new focus. Then Splatoon 2 came out, which is simply to get Splatoon on the Switch. So it was more like a Splatoon 1.5, not that it didn't add new things, but it was basically Splatoon Deluxe, but not, if that makes any sense. Like, it worked fine as a sequel, because it definitely was a sequel. It had a brand new story that acted as a sequel to the first game. However, in terms of content and the online mode, multiplayer mode, it wasn't really necessarily too different outside of maybe a few weapon upgrades and things like that. Then Splatoon 3 came along, which, because of its whole new vibe and feel and being in a different location, felt even more like Splatoon 2 than Splatoon 2 did. And so that was nice and great. The story was amazing for Splatoon 3. However, just like Splatoon 2, it didn't do much to change the game. But that's what Splatoon was created to do! Splatoon's supposed to change the game! Well, now here's Splatoon 4. This is the logo I created. The art we saw before was stolen. This logo I created. I hope you guys like it. It took me way too long. Splatoon 4, though, is going to have, at least the concept I've come up with, is going to have game-changing concepts integrated into the gameplay experience where there's no turning back. I can't reveal too much about that at this time. But, is there any questions anyone has before moving on? This is going to be a video of its own someday, mind you, where I've got loads to reveal. Actually, there's one person in the chat in particular who knows quite a bit about my ideas for Splatoon 4 already. Or at least she helped create one of the characters. Which, by the way, please don't spoil it. Please. Oh, I can make Agent Assassin in Splatoon 4. You could. That would be really great. Splatoon 4 is going to have a story that is separate from the story arc that Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 set up. At least it's base story. There might be DLC that allows for tie-in, which I think would actually be really cool looking back on it. Base game story that is completely separate from everything else. DLC story that ties the story of Splatoon 4 in with the other three. That would be cool. Spoiler alert, Mario's in the... No, he's not in the... Actually, wait. I don't want to say that necessarily, because I love the idea of allowing for Nintendo cosplay within these games that Nintendo themselves have highly missed out on. I would love for Mario outfit in Splatoon, or a Legend of Zelda Link outfit, Pokemon Trainer outfit. Different things like that would be so cool. Agent Assassin will be coming to visit you soon. I've always wanted to meet an assassin. I've also wanted to meet an agent, so that would be cool. I've gotten to be an agent before, but I've never met one. Any other questions or comments about Splatoon 4? Because there might be more I can reveal about it. I don't want to reveal the big game-changing thing yet, because that's really the only thing I have to hook you guys into seeing my Splatoon 4 video that's coming out down the road. But if you have any other questions or comments, if you have a question, ask it. I'll let you know if I can answer it. Just don't ask about how it would be a game changer, because I'm not ready to reveal that quite yet. Oh, I love this song. This right here, some killer music from Galaxy. Alright. They'll also be fully equipped. What are all the murder weapons you can supply us with? I'm going to take that jokingly said thing and twist it into actually talking about Splatoon 4. All the weapon types from previous games would return. Ideal scenario for me is that very few of the weapons would actually return, and the few that do would get at least a design update. However, I don't know how possible that would be, because Splatoon 4, in my opinion, needs to launch close to the launch of the next system, which in this case is the Nintendo Nexus. Splatoon 4 wouldn't be a launch title per se, but it would be within the launch year. Actually, backpedaling, I think Super Mario Universe would probably make for a really good launch title as well. That would work really well. Alright, I'll give you guys 10 seconds to ask any more questions, and if there's nothing, we're moving on. Yeah, hope you guys love this idea for Splatoon 4. I mean, honestly, just a lot of cool stuff. The Bamboozler better return. People need bad weapons. Oh, don't worry, there'd be bad weapons. Mainly because that's just how meta works. But that being said, wait, what's this? I'm supposed to move on to the next thing. Did I? Oh, look at this! What have we stumbled upon here? A secret Splatoon announcement. Splatoon the series. In case you guys don't know what that means looking at it, I want to create a video down the road about what a Splatoon TV series would be like. Now, the only two people currently in chat I know for a fact that they've heard me talk about this before, so don't spoil anything. Don't say anything. No comments or anything in the chat. You on YouTube, however, you can comment and be like, whoa, I love the idea of a Splatoon TV show. It's not going to take from the plot of the manga, by the way. Completely unique original plot that still does tie into the stuff that happens in the first Splatoon game. Maybe down the road, the other Splatoon games. Spoiler alert, Mario's... No, he's not! Mario is not in the show! Quit spreading false news! Actually, I guess I'm spreading fake news by saying this is a definitely, totally real Nintendo Direct. Anyways, let's move on. Oh, I forgot this. More info coming soon. Look out for the YouTube video, and I'm moving on before anyone else can say anything. Okay, after Splatoon 4, Mario Kart? Whoa, we're getting Mario Kart? I thought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was going to be the last Mario Kart. Let's take a look, shall we? What's this? What's this? What teasery thing am I doing? It's Mario! It's the moment we've been waiting for! Mario Kart, let's go! Did you guys like that? I actually put it together. I think it worked out really well. This is a fraction of what I think Mario Kart 9 should be like. What do you guys think of the Mario design? I think it looked pretty sick. It didn't take me too long, mainly because I had already drawn Mario. However, I think this is a cool outfit that I gave him. Part of the idea for Mario Kart 9, or at least from my idea... No, stop Ice Knight, stop bringing up past trash I've buried. Part of the idea for my ideal Mario Kart 9 is that character model-wise, emphasis on specifically that, character model-wise, character design-wise, that specifically. All the Mario sports games on the Switch, Mario and friends got brand new outfits. For Mario Kart 9, I want that to happen here too, at least for majority of the roster. Look at Mario here. Look how cool he looks. Man, all that fire on him. Not gonna lie, if there's a Super Smash Bros. Game, the next Super Smash Bros. Game, I don't think the Wedding Mario alt would return. This would be a cool one to replace it with. Imagine this standing next to Captain Falcon in Smash Bros. That'd be cool. But then in Mario Kart as well. Especially because other characters are going to have designs like this. I will say, out of all the characters that would be in my ideal Mario Kart 9, Mario and Yoshi are the only ones I've actually drawn stuff for yet. I'm not going to show Yoshi yet. Yoshi's cool though, because Yoshi, while he would get a brand new design, he'd also still have the colors. So his brand new design would have multiple color variants as well. And it would work like that too for other characters with color variants who get updated designs for Mario Kart 9. I will say here though, this, what we're looking at right now, is the design for the first track of the game, which I call Mushroom Stadium. It'd basically be a spiritual successor to Mario Kart Stadium, except looking kind of like this. I don't want to reveal anything about how I would change the game here either, kind of like Splatoon 4. However, just know that character redesigns would be there, and there is something that's game-changing that would be in Mario Kart 9. Now, before we move on, any questions or comments? Is Mario in the game? With the evidence, it's hard to tell. Oh, I'm proud to announce that despite all odds, Mario is in the game. I know, very hard to tell with looking at the screen right now. But, he is in the game. I can promise you that. Mario is real. Mario is here. He might have been too busy to go to the Neola region as well. He might have been too busy to go to Splatoon 4. But that's because he was in Super Mario Universe and Mario Kart 9. He is too busy because he's all over the place. Is Mario dead? No, he just looks cool. He's got fire designs on him. He's not on fire. I know, right? Mind-blowing. I like the scarf I gave him, actually. I think it looks pretty cool. I actually have thought for a little while now that it would be cool if the Fire Mario design did have the little fire design I put on his sleeves and hat. Or at least his sleeves. Because it would sell a little better that it's Mario with a fire power-up than what we currently have, which not to say what we currently have is bad. We all see it and immediately recognize it for what it is, but that's only because nostalgia is ingrained onto our brains. What flavor is Mario's car? I don't know. I stole it from Mario Kart Tour. Actually, I found out today there's this really cool car in Mario Kart Tour. I think you would like, Tex. If I remember correctly, it was called the Mint Swirl Soft Swerve instead of Soft Serve. Soft Swerve. I thought it was clever. I was like, whoa, we need this in Mario Kart 9. That's the closest you can get to an answer, though. Because otherwise this, I don't know, metal, gasoline, don't put your tongue on it. If Mario's had it running for a little bit, it might be hot. You might burn your tongue. Wait for it to cool down. Wait for the card to cool down before you lick it. Why is it called Mario Kart 9? You should make a better name. I can do that. Or I can save doing that for a later video, because this is getting a video of its own as well. That's why I don't want to reveal too much about how this Mario Kart changes the game. Me and my breakfast. Wait for it to cool down! Gosh! You're gonna burn your tongue! Go have some mint swerve instead. Some mint soft swerve. Any other questions or comments? I will also say as a little flex that I'm looking forward to showing off. I've already selected all the tracks for my ideal Mario Kart 9 and can't wait to show them off to you guys. I created logos for each individual track to best showcase what they are. I can't wait to show the world. Oh, that also reminds me. I guess a bit of cross promotion here. I would also love to do a stream where you guys can pick your retro pick tracks for Mario Kart 9. Recently I found the YouTuber Sir Musty, and he had a few different videos where he went over his viewers' retro track picks for Mario Kart 9, and he gave his own rating and opinions and whatnot. No, I already ate the car 10 minutes ago. It better have cooled down, otherwise you burnt your tongue and you're regretting it. Actually, wait, how could you have eaten it 10 minutes ago? It's still seating right there. It's still right there, right in front of Mario. I mean, just look at it. So yeah, get ready for that. Join the Discord server so you can know when that happens, because that's going to be where you would submit your retro track picks. I'll make sure to let you guys know in advance. I will reveal my retro track picks on a stream at some point down the road. And then you guys will submit your own personal retro track picks, and then we'll talk about it together. Any other questions or comments before we move on? I'll give the same 10-second thing that I did earlier. Yeah, I really like this. This is really solid. I can't wait to design more characters. I don't think I'll show off every single character design in a video. Maybe I have to start a DeviantArt page. So I can not only show all my Pokemon, but I can also show all the redesigns characters would get from Mario Kart. This is a potential goldmine of an idea right here. But we're moving on to the next thing. What's the next? Oh, what's this? A vast world in the sky? Oh wow, didn't do the... How come it doesn't in reverse? That was lame. So like Mario is milk, right? Maybe. Oh goodness, I don't want to... So anyways, what could this guy mean? Well, fellow viewer, I love Kid Icarus. In fact, this game you see right here on the screen right now, this is actually my second favorite video game of all time. My first favorite is Smash Ultimate, which funnily enough was created by the same guy. But Kid Icarus Uprising is my second favorite video game of all time. I love that game to death. It's not Pac-Man! It's Pit! His name is Pit! Pac-Man's the little yellow guy. Actually, wait, I got something real quick. Give me just 1 second. I want to prove something. Team Sky is not dead. Team Sky is not dead. I'm sorry to tell you that, viewer. Anyways, I have right in front of me physical proof that Kid Icarus Uprising is my second favorite video game of all time, and not only that, but the item I have in front of me is definitive proof that I am the one who has definitive say on what the best thing to do with Kid Icarus is. So you guys can trust me with what I'm about to say. Ready? Bam! Look at this, a custom-made Pit plush, which I also commissioned. I wasted way too much money, and that's why I'm so far in debt. Secure not the main character. I came back way too soon. It's Pit. It's right here. So now that you know, this qualifies me to speak on Kid Icarus. I love this guy. I commit. Funny story with him real quick, actually. This guy, when I commissioned him, it was from a person in Ukraine, which immediately you guys are like, oh no, isn't that the place that Russia invaded and all that other evil nasty stuff that's going on with it? You'd be correct. This happened literally a week or so before that started. I had no idea. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And then this happened. So I can officially say Pitt has also been through the war between Russia and Ukraine. So I'll put you down off to the side, so I can actually talk. Kid Icarus Uprising is my second favorite game of all time, like I've said multiple times already. And lots of other people have agreed to some extent about how great Kid Icarus Uprising is. So much so that so many people have said that Kid Icarus Uprising should get a remastered port to the Switch. Kind of like Luigi's Mansion 2 is right now. With Luigi's Mansion 2 proving that they are willing to look into stuff like that. And it wouldn't be too hard. Fans have come up with their own concept. Soviet anthem because... Yes, he survived the war! So we're gonna visit Animal Crossing Nightmare Islands. That would require for me to own Animal Crossing first. Not that I'm against it. I just don't have money. So anyway, people have come up with the idea of like, see, look, here are my Joy-Cons. Someone could use this Joy-Con right here to control Pit. And then you could aim this one at the screen. And use A or ZR to fire. And like, it definitely easily could work. However, I don't think it could. Wanna know why? Context. As the amazing Studio C once informed us, context is everything. So we can have... I thought you were the CEO of Nintendo. No, I'm the CEO of Super Flame King 03. Very, very different. In this situation, they allowed me to take reins on what the next Nintendo console should be, the Nintendo Nexus. That's the closest I've gotten. They simply allowed me to take the... Is this not a real Nintendo? Calm down. Calm down. Okay, everyone calm down. Calm down. Calm way down. This is all... This is a definitely, totally real, definitely 100% real Nintendo Direct. Don't ask why I was winking so much. This casually scar Pit for life. Actually, funny you say that, actually. This brings me to my next thing. I don't think Kid Icarus Uprising should be ported to the Switch, or remastered, or whatever, because the context of the game literally prohibits it from doing so. A lot of the game not a lot, but there are definitely parts of the story that rely on the time gap between the original Kid Icarus and Kid Icarus Uprising, and the fact that Palutena, and there's even a few dialogues that require Palutena to have not been in Smash Bros. Yet. I never learned how to read. Same! Dude, same. So yeah, let's make a brand new Kid Icarus game. Now, what would I do for said new Kid Icarus game? I don't want to reveal too much yet, but I will reveal this. Ooh, scary! What's this madman doing now? Well, my friend, Palutena. In the very first chapter, Palutena is taken out of the battle. She loses right at the beginning alongside Pit. Then Viridi also loses right in the very first chapter of the game. And Hades has his uprising from the underworld. And then immediately is taken out as well. What's going on here? Who's defeating all of these gods in one fell swoop? Well, you guys are going to have to wait for the video to find out. I got an idea for a story. I got an idea for additional gameplay content. I've got new characters, actually. Said new characters is actually the one pulling the strings behind why all these three die in the very beginning. Another new character is also the reason Pit still stands a chance and will be able to do something. I sadly don't have a logo here, but I would call this game Kid Icarus Downfall. I think it would be very fun. I think so many people would love it. Now, are there any questions or comments people have about Kid Icarus Downfall before we move on? Let's just sit here and wait for a few seconds for questions or comments as we stare at the three dead gods on the screen. You're casually scarring Pit for life. Exactly! That's why it was so funny you mentioned it earlier. Oh, also, that reminds me of something else. So just like I mentioned with, what was it earlier? Mario Kart. A good portion of the characters in Mario Kart were going to get new designs. A good portion of the characters here are going to get redesigns. Because a few years pass in between Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of this game. All this stuff goes so poorly. And then Pit's just knocked out of the action for a few years. And that's when he meets a new friend. A few years later, when Pit finally wakes up, who agrees to help Pit save the world. Wait, that's my Kid Icarus nickname name. You're very inspiring, Ice Knight. What can I say? Who knows? Maybe there's a better name for a game like this that I could come up with. However, I'd have to think of that between now and when I actually make and upload this video. Is Nintendo officially copying me? Actually, that's happened to me a few times. I remember when I was younger, I came up with the idea for a Paper Mario game where Bowser was draining the world of its color, but Mario had to collect 6 legendary crayons to give the world its color back. Does any of that sound familiar at all? I hope it does, because you swap crayons out for paint, and it's an actual Paper Mario game. I also had this idea of Link waking up and not having any of his memory. Which I don't know, that's a common trope, so I guess I can't claim to coming up with the story for Breath of the Wild. Just a tiny bit of the beginning, because he was also captured and he was also in an enclosed area where he had to basically learning tutorial before he was unleashed to the world. But at the same time, again, that is like super common story practice thing, so I can't actually lay claim to that. However, I will lay claim to the Paper Mario thing. That's a little on the nose, of just literally just swapping out one thing. LeChonk emoji. Oh, I didn't know that was on here. I love that. I love LeChonk. Anyways, we're moving on to the next thing. What's this? Is that Earthbound? Let's take a look, shall we? Okay, good. I didn't mess this part up. This is a concept someone came up with. Did I save on here who it was? No, I didn't. I'm sorry, person that came up with this. Actually, I think if I remember correctly, I went looking for it and couldn't find who it was. But I would love for an Earthbound Beginnings remake. In Japan, it'd be Mother 1. But it'd be a complete remake of the game in an art style like this, especially because the official renders actually use clay modeling. So I think it would be cool if the game were actually made to look like that. And I'd specifically go with Earthbound Beginnings, because A, it's at the very beginning of the thing. And so in Japan, it wouldn't be Mother 2. It'd be Mother. And so that would be nice. But then also we'd get an Earthbound game that's focused on not Ness. I don't know if that's actually too good of an idea. But I still prefer this idea. And on top of that, something I gotta point out, I don't think Nintendo, the main character of Earthbound Beginnings, should look like he does there. Why? That's not accurate to how he originally looked, which was like this. The first one was his actual official art, while the second one was his in-game sprite. Which I don't know if you could tell. The person who created this wonderful mock-up behind them doesn't look like either of those. That's basically an OC. I don't know what Paper or Mario is. Oh, my stream lag hasn't gotten too far behind. That's not worrying me. But I would want Nintendo to look a little closer to this. So here's two fan designs that someone had come up with. I did get them actually this time. They're created by Mutation Foxy over on DeviantArt. This being the official look of him, I think would work better. Probably the first of the two with the hat of the second of the two. But like here, the way it's specifically set up, Dimentio's in the game, right? No, this is not Mario. Gosh. Where's Father? That's a good question. Give me a sec, actually. I need to refresh this real quick. Oh, I love this song. See, why won't it let me? Oh no, what have I done? Why isn't it letting me? My channel. There we go. Where's Father? Getting them. I missed the joke. Well, at least I came back just in time for it. Okay. I forgot to get a picture of Ness to compare. The reason why so many people like changing the design of Nintendo is because he looks so similar to Ness. This render, though, makes it like on Ness's shirt, the yellow and blue stripes are even, whereas here the yellow stripes are much thinner. That doesn't work, though. Definitely the second one that popped up, for sure. Anyways, oh wait, one more thing actually, before I cover that up. So I'm not going to be making a video on this, mainly because what this is extremely self-explanatory. Like, what would I do in an extended video about this? And second of all, I actually haven't played Earthbound Beginnings. I've only played a tiny bit of Earthbound. That's it. And so I would definitely love the opportunity. If this came out, I know it's on NSO. I would absolutely love if this came out as well anyways. I mean, just look at Super Mario RPG. So now we'll actually move on. What is this? Is that Hyrule? Let's take a look. Whoa, look at this epic fight scene. We got a big monstrous beast fighting what looks like every Link. I have an idea, Ice Knight. Let me... Oh, okay, this is for Ice Knight. Okay, I'll stay out of your way. Dimentio, Marks, and Jev will team up and invade all of these games. Would be cool, especially this one. They can join the lineup facing this new monstrous beast who looks a lot like Ganon. But this thing here, I did actually specifically try to get every single Link. I just want to clarify that. I think there might... I think I missed Oracles. That's it. Drugs, yeah. Oh, I also got to point out, this version of Ganon was created by Mr. Fazbear CEO 4 years ago, back on Reddit. So the first art I stole that I'm able to give credit to that wasn't from DeviantArt. Groundbreaking. Reddit can do something right. So this is basically story-wise the concept for a new Zelda game. I gotta go back and specify though. 2D Zelda. The last 2D Zelda we had was a remake on the Switch. Why are there so many of him? Yeah, this is definitely lagging. But the last 2D Zelda on the Switch was a remake of Link's Awakening. Actually, that's the only 2D Zelda on the Switch. Oh no, there's more than that. But that's the only one made for the Switch. There we go. The last 2D Zelda before that, if I remember correctly, was Triforce Heroes. But that definitely offered a very different style of 2D Zelda gameplay than what we typically get. Zelda is a big boy and you play as him. Oh my gosh, no. That's Link. Those are all Link. Every single one of them. While none of them have ever talked before, you call him Zelda, all of them will look at you and speak for the first time. And they will call you wrong. And they will make fun of you. And you will not survive. The new cuddling sim. They're going to war! It's an army of Links versus Ganon. What? How could this be a cuddle simulator? So back on track with what I was saying. It's been a while since we've gotten an actual new 2D Zelda game. This would be a new 2D Zelda game that's groundbreaking. I don't know how yet, actually. I haven't fully thought out the concept yet. However, part of the story would involve all of these Links being here. You'd be able to go to different time periods and recruit all the different Links. Maybe you get to play as them as well. I don't know how well that would work, but it is something I'd throw out there. So Breath of the Wild, you could name him whatever you want. So, okay, that's fair, actually. It could be Zelda. So that means only one of them is Link. All of the others technically can be Zelda. Wait, is that including the Four Swords Link I have in there? Well, the Four Swords Links. Plural, there's 4 of them. But, however, if there's something I should clarify, actually. If you... Dementia will be... Okay. If you are just recruiting all of these Links in one big epic story, who do you play as? Spoiler alert, it's not Zelda. I created my own Link render. Look at him. He's beautiful. I'm just now realizing there's a bit of white in his hair. That didn't mean to be there. Oh well, doesn't matter. This Link is beautiful. Look at him. I specifically came up with this design to A, still look like Link, but B, he needed to look distinct from the other Links. Also, by the way, this Link would not be that big. I need to clarify. He'd be smaller. But he'd be like around the size of the other Links. I just had him big so you guys could clearly see the design. But he needed to look like Link while still having an iconic enough appearance to separate him from the rest of the Links. Because none of the other Links, except for arguably the one for Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, while they were given design updates and things like, while they do have different designs and whatnot, it's never specifically to distinguish him from previous Links. Because they didn't have to. The closest they've had is Four Swords and Triforce Heroes, in which, well, look at them. It's literally just Green Link, Red Link, Blue Link, and there's also a Purple Link. And the Triforce Heroes Links have different colored hair too. So there's that. None of these Links were ever supposed to be with each other, at least in terms of when Nintendo was originally conceptualizing them. But they all are different enough anyways to be able to warrant something like this. I think, actually wait, did I miss Spirit Tracks? I think I might have missed Spirit Tracks too, but he would be there, trust me. This Link, however, he gets the advantage of specifically being designed with the other Links standing next to him, and him having to stand out. So first of all, I believe this is the first time Link has had brown hair instead of being a blonde. Twilight Princess might make it look kinda close. Link is ready for murder. He always is. That's Link's favorite. Link's favorite is murder, especially a beast named Ganon. Which also, by the way, because of how this works, there'd obviously be a new Zelda with a Zelda with a new design, as well as the other Zeldas coming back, sure. This isn't the final Ganon design. I needed something from the internet to use. So this is not his final design. I'll be right back. You do that. Leave the stream open maybe, though. Just so my thing can show that, yeah. But there'd also be brand new characters. I don't want its entire identity to be every Link has returned. There's got to be some unique things for itself. It'd basically be, what if Hyrule Warriors was a 2D Zelda game instead? That's canon, and more focused on having a much more canon storyline that's specifically focused on the other Links. And it all culminates into this ultimate evil. Gru stole that train. Like, I can now see Bruce with Alfonso. Oh no. That would be hilarious, actually. But is there any questions or comments anyone has on this Zelda game? Its name isn't finalized. I have an idea for its name. I'm currently calling it The Legend of Zelda All-in-One. However, I'm going to wait specifically to see if there's anything else I can come up with. Besides, I'm going to be making a video on this anyway. Why is there a Lego piece on my thing? All my Legos are put away. This is a cool song right here. I'm moving on. Yeah, I'm moving on. After The Legend of Zelda. What? Is that Samus back there? Who could this possibly be? Metroid Prime 4, what else would it be? So, Metroid Prime 4 was announced forever ago. I started having similar ideas to this before he said anything. But Arlo came forward and made a video about why we haven't seen Metroid Prime 4 in a bit. And he theorizes that it's because they're saving it for the next console. Now, Some people have said it's probably going to be a launch title. I don't think Nintendo would do that with Metroid. Metroid is great, but I don't see Nintendo actually playing into that. Maybe having it launch close to launch. So where can you find Dimentio in this game? I don't know. I don't know enough about Metroid to say something. The only game I played is Metroid Dread, and I loved that game. Oh, easily amazing game. Probably, I imagine if I played the other Metroid games, they'd be great, but probably not as great as Dread, in my opinion. I just want to see him cuddle Link. Streams behind. Oh well, I tried. And last time I tried to look further into it, I just completely messed up the Wi-Fi, so I have to make do with this. So Metroid Prime 4. I don't know. I just admitted I don't know much about Metroid, enough to be able to say much about Metroid Prime 4. I've seen a lot of people talk about how Silex would probably be the main antagonist. I really don't know who or what that means, except for seeing him on fan rosters for potential Smash Bros. Games. So I'll just say sure, Silex is the villain in this game. Prime Remastered is really good. I want to play Prime Remastered. I got that on my wish list for Christmas. I hope I get it. That would be so fun to play. Plus, I'd love to be able to say I've played more than Metroid Dread. Something with this, though. While Metroid Prime 4 I don't think would be a launch title for Nintendo's actual next system, and I'm actually going to go ahead and say it's not a launch title for the Nintendo Nexus, it would launch really close to the launch of the Nexus. Probably within the first 2 months it would be out. Now, something I specifically want to say for this concept and idea that I also hope that Nintendo actually does, on top of giving it a really solid single-player action, which is what Metroid Prime is known for, I hope they also have a really solid online multiplayer mode too. I miss the day where games outside of Splatoon can have massive multiplayer modes and massive single player modes. I wish we could see more of that. I don't know exactly how something like this could work, but if Metroid Prime 4 comes out, looks really good graphically, has a really solid story and gameplay loop, and has an excellent online multiplayer experience, that right there would make Metroid Prime 4 Game of the Year. Guaranteed! Unless something really solid also comes out. But I stand alone on just this. So, anything anyone wants to say about Metroid Prime 4? What role would Marx play in the Chaos Clowns invading all these games? No clue. I barely know Marx. The last I checked, Marx just kind of went crazy and then Kirby killed him. He's gone. Kirby would definitely be on this, actually. Is there any... I should rephrase. This is actually the end of what I have conceptualized. This is the end. Does anyone have any questions or comments about Metroid Prime 4? Anything else we saw in the Direct? Or anything else that could be on the system? There's lots of other IPs out there. I didn't say anything about Kirby or Star Fox. What other Nintendo IPs did this include? I didn't say anything about the Mii's. So anything else is there anything else you would like to know about the lineup for this right here? The song is so great. I'm going to give you guys a solid chance to ask. Where's the We Vote channel? Sorry to say the We Vote channel will not be on here. But I will say I want the me maker aspect of specifically the customizability that the Mii's got in Miitopia to be integrated into the base me maker thing, and for Mii's to have a bit of a comeback. Even though I didn't talk about it at all here today, I would love to see that. I would love for there to just be a big return to Mii's. What flavor are all these games? Don't find out. Do not find out. I am warning you now. Please don't. You are going to die. Period. Any last things anyone wants to say? There's nothing else I can really do on stream today because I haven't gotten my Switch charger. I'm looking at the scenario I'm in. I don't know if I will get my Switch charger back before Thanksgiving. The Saturday before Thanksgiving, I'm actually not going to be able to stream because I'm going home. Eating these couldn't be as bad as eating a Wii U. That's fair, but also don't do either. That will kill you. If not seriously injure you at absolute best. Well, if that's all, actually, this would not be a proper Nintendo Direct without one last thing. It's got to be one last thing to end it all. Kirby is going to cook in these games. Easily. Easily. But there's no such thing as a good Nintendo Direct without a one last thing to really seal the deal. However, in recent times, Nintendo Directs, when they do one last final thing, after they do one last final thing, they explain it. Farming Simulator. True, we didn't have any this time. This was a good Direct. We didn't have any Farming Simulators this Direct. I say this is an S++ Direct, just for that. But the way they used to do Nintendo Directs, they'd be like, well, that's everything. Actually, we might be able to show off one more thing. We'll let you see it, and then we'll be done. They'll show you the one more thing, and that's it. They'll show you the one more thing, and that will be everything you get. They don't explain it. They don't give any additional context. They just end it. That's what I wish they would do. And so, my dear viewers, that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Once I refresh Twitch on my phone so I can make sure that that I do that right. Okay, there we go. So, without further ado, thank you all for participating today. I've enjoyed seeing you all here. I'm glad you enjoyed. I hope you look forward to all the future videos. I hope you look forward to the video based on this one last thing I'm going to show you. I can't say when any of these videos will come out. All I can say is that I'm going to do my best to at least get them out before the end of next year. So that gives me the rest of this year and all of next year to try and get all of these out. Ooh, the music stopped. Very perfect timing. So I'm going to cover my face cam so you don't see my reaction. Where's a good thing to cover it with? Oh no, that's imaginary. Aha! Here's something to cover my camera with. Thank you all for watching today. I'm going to cover my face cam, and then you guys are just going to see the one last thing I have in store, and that will be the end of this stream. I hope you've all enjoyed. I really hope it's actually covering me right now.